Let's be honest, that sucks. It's like that one friend that shows up unannounced to your house and then eats all your snacks, but instead of your snacks, it's eating your time, your money, and probably your sanity. Today, we're going to talk about real, doable ways to pay off debt with minimal stress and only a mild caffeine dependency. I'm going to give you not 4, not 5, but 6 tips on how to absolutely destroy your debt. Let's go. Okay, so before we get started here, I just need to remind you that this is not financial advice. I'm just some guy on the internet, and all I'm trying to do is tell you how I got out of debt and the tips that I used to do it. If you need more help, you should seek out the help of a professional. Step 1, you've got to face the beast. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you log into your apps, finance apps, and you're going to look at exactly how much you owe, what the monthly fees are, and what the yearly APRs are. Now, I know this is uncomfortable, but you're going to have to do it. It's like pulling off a Band-Aid, and you can't fix what you don't measure. Now, a little short story, my personal debt journey. This was already over 6 years ago now, but at one point I was $15K in debt between student loans and a car loan. And using the next 5 steps that I'm going to give you, I paid off all of them in 1 year flat. Moving on to section 2, we're going to be talking about which weapon you're going to choose to get yourself out of debt. There's the avalanche method and the snowball method. Both work, both get you out of debt. They just do it in different ways. Kind of like Marvel and DC, different superheroes, same audience. The way this works is you pay off your debts from smallest to largest. Ignore the interest rates. So you're going to attack that first one without mercy, and you're going to get that paid off. And then you're going to take all that extra money and you're going to put it into the second one, and then the third largest, however many loans you have at the time. So in the meantime, just pay the monthly balance on the larger ones, but we just go from smallest to largest. The reason that we do the snowball method is that it gives you quick wins and it gives you inspiration to tackle your even larger debts later on. So here's an example. You've got $500 in credit card debt, $1,200 in car debt, and then you've got a $4,000 student loan. So what we're going to do, again, is we're going to attack that $500, knock that right out. Then we can take those funds and start hammering away at the car loan. And then lastly, all that's left is that car loan, and you two can throw hands. Next up is the avalanche method. This is similar, but slightly different. So instead of going for the smallest payment, we're going to list our debts out by interest rate instead. So it's still the same idea, but this time we're going for the highest interest rate first. This is a strategy that I personally used to finish off all of my debts. So it's mathematically smarter because obviously the higher interest rate, you're cutting that off first, and then you're working on your lesser interest rate debts afterwards. For the example here, we'll use the same dollar values as we used before. So we've got $500 in credit card debt at 24%. We've got $1,200 on a car note that's at 10% debt, and then we have $4,000 on our our student debt that's at 5%. Which one are you going to attack first? Yep, you guessed it. The credit card debt at 24%. That's just insane. So we're going to knock that out first. Then we'll free up that cash to attack the car loan at 10%. And finally, we're going to use all of our last bit of income to attack that auto loan like it insulted your mama. So to wrap it up, basically, if you are looking for small victories quickly, you're going to go for snowball. And if you are a numbers nerd who loves efficiency and paying less, you're going to go for avalanche. So real quick, guys, if you're enjoying this information, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want more financial knowledge. If you've got multiple high interest debts, debt consolidation might be your friend. But don't go into this with no plan. That's like putting everything in your closet and pretending that your room is clean. Bruh. So at this point, I'm sure you're probably wondering, Parnell, what is debt consolidation? It's not as complicated as it sounds. All you're doing is you're just taking all of your debts, usually high interest ones, like a credit card, and you're just consolidating them into one loan. Usually, hopefully, you're doing that at a lower interest rate, and you're just getting it into one monthly payment. This can be good if you've got multiple high interest loans, aka credit cards, that you need to pay off. Two, if you've got good credit, that definitely always helps give you really low interest rates. And three, if you're just looking to throw these together and have less mental clutter. But this can also be not so great. So if you've got bad credit, I probably wouldn't even try this, because you'll probably just end up with another loan that's just as bad or worse as the interest rates that you're already at. So that doesn't make sense. And two, if you're just going to use this as a way to package that away and just go back to spending like you were, you're just creating a bigger mess for yourself. And you remember the analogy about putting everything into the closet and pretending your room is clean. Don't do that. So for just a quick minute here, I want to get into the weeds on ways that you can consolidate your debts. So the first one would just be a debt consolidation loan or a personal loan. You can get these at your local credit union, bank, even some online lenders. Obviously, you'll need good credit for this to get a lower interest rate, but it works just by getting exactly that, a lower interest rate, and all consolidated into just one single month. Second way that you can do it is a lot of credit cards, and there's even some specific credit cards for this, but you can get a debt consolidation loan or an intro loan on a credit card. But you need to be careful with this, because most of the time it's just for an introductory period, which might be 6, 12, 18 months. So it can be great because it's 0% interest or very minimal interest rates, but you need to hammer those debts as quickly as possible and get them paid off before that credit card goes right back into just being any other credit card rate. If you look online, you can see those debt interest rates on credit cards are awful. They float anywhere between 20% and 30% on average. Please don't do that. And our last option is an HB lock or an SB lock. This is where you use your equity or value of your house or financial equities. Think your Roth IRA, your 401k, that kind of thing, to take out a loan against them. And then you'll use that to pay off your loan. But you need to be careful here, because this is your house and your financial future that we're talking about. So you need to absolutely be sure that you can pay off this debt. So one more time, don't consolidate until you have a plan. And please read the fine print just to make sure that you're protecting yourself from fees and penalties. I know, groundbreaking advice, but it is reality. You can always make more money, and you can also trim your finances down. So, can you pick up a side job for the summer or the season? Can you sell that treadmill that you never use? Or could it be something as simple as not drinking those 3 oat milk lattes every single day?
I said what I said.
All right, so you're not going to need some fancy spreadsheet or uh, crazy finance software for this one. You can use an app like You Need a Budget, Mint, or you can just even journal it and keep it in a binder somewhere. And yes, budgeting sounds boring, but honestly, it doesn't take that much time, maybe 15 minutes once a week. And that doesn't mean that you can't have fun. It just means that your fun is scheduled and comes with a coupon. Now, if you guys are more serious about budgeting, I have got an entire video on just that subject. All right, we've made it to the final step. Now, this is the most advanced step out of all of them, but it's definitely worth taking a shot because this is a pro tip, but you can negotiate usually, and you might be able to lower your payments, your interest rates. Heck, you might even be able to settle for less. I know it's not a vibe, but just call them up and say, hey, is there a way that I can reduce my interest rate or pay a lesser monthly bill? Worst case, they say no. Best case, you save big. So you might be asking yourself, why bother calling? I'm just going to get the runaround. You don't know that, first of all. And secondly, creditors, of course, want their money, but they're definitely usually willing to settle for something instead of nothing. Just remember, these are regular people on the other side of the phone, just like you and me. So just pick up the phone and give it a try. If you're struggling, many of them are willing to lower your interest rate, lower your monthly payment. They might waive late fees. They could figure out a payment plan that works better for you. And yes, again, they might be able to settle for a lesser lump sum amount. Thanks, guys, for making it to the end with me. Now, I just want you to remember that debt isn't something that's forever. I know it's the financial monster under your bed, but you can defeat it one smart money decision at a time. In the end here, all you need to do is pick a method, follow through with it, and watch your debt just get washed away. Your future self is going to thank you. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe, and if you've got a funny debt story or a money goal, please feel free to comment. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.